Boomers.
All right, Ian. We announced. And Intellivision announced.
We didn't announce shit. Don't let everyone know we're actually Intellivision Entertainment and we're just playing both sides of this scenario to keep our. That's obviously what we're doing.
No, yeah. So they announced a tour to show off the Amigo console in public of 2 locations. It was going to be Southern California.
Come to the hot front lawn of Boomers, your local decrepit fucking mini golf place. Why was it all outside?
I don't know. So they did this. They announced this, Ian. They gave everyone a lot of heads up. They announced it on Friday, September 10th. They sent out an email blast, and I believe it was on Twitter. And they said, come to Boomers. It'll be like a 4-hour event. We're going to have a handful of games to play on September 11th, the 20th anniversary of September 11th. They're going to do this event. Okay.
Nothing says we're totally ready for public opinions like announcing your event less than 24 hours before it goes off.
24 hours before. And, you know, I'm not going to say what they did, but they probably informed some of their friends and influencers to come out, because this all goes back to they need a positive PR. They need kids on camera saying, I love the Amico. They need to raise money from investors. That's all this shit is.
They got no money.
They need money from investors. And how do you do that? You do a Crayola event saying, kids saying, hey, I love these games, even though they're going to be on camera. They're not going to trash it on camera. So that's what they did here. They had it on September 11th at Boomers. Boomers, there used to be a couple in San Diego that they closed them. They have like, you know, at least one here at batting cages. You have go-karts, usually mini golf, maybe bumper boats. I don't know if they had bumper boats. You know, that's what you have at a Boomers. I don't know. They usually have an arcade there. So they set this up. They had like 5 folding tables and they had their LCD TVs, and they set up a few Amicos to play here. And we have feedback, Ian. We have feedback from the event. And of course we have, you know, some feedback that's positive, but the problem is that's all been filtered through like Intellivision and the CEO. So it's hard to know if these were plants or AstroTurf, you know what I mean?
So,
you know,
basically a friend of mine went down with his, I believe with his girlfriend.
My friend too.
Your friend too. And they went and checked it out.
This is in Irvine, California, by the way.
Irvine, California. Basically said it worked, and they were fairly unimpressed that Tommy didn't really pay any attention to them. And I mean, that was basically it. The response that I saw mostly online that was not filtered through Intellivision themselves was that it worked. There was even a couple people there who said, you know, that are not, you know, part of the Amico cheer squad. The controller didn't have lag. It worked fine.
Or not noticeable lag.
Not noticeable lag. But it was just unimpressive. There was a picture where they're like playing Shark, and it's like, you know, 9 out of 40 fish consumed. Like, that's what you have to do. And it's just, I think people are realizing that even if this does work and come out, and this has always been where I've been, I think this will maybe come out. Once it hits, it's going to hit, but should it? Does it need to? Is it going to hit with a thud? Are any of these games actually going to be fun? Or are people going to play these for 10 minutes and go, it works, it's fine, and then pretend?
But the bar shouldn't be, it works, though, because no one ever said, like, we never said it was fake, or, you know what I mean? The console exists, obviously.
No, I have never delved into that there is that territory where people think it's just completely made up. No. I think there's something here. I don't think that was a scam to begin with. I think it's just fallen apart.
But saying a console works is like going to a restaurant saying the food doesn't kill me.
Right. The food was edible.
That's the bare minimum of your product. Well, I plug it in and it doesn't blow up. Okay. You know, I put gas in my car and I'm still alive. It didn't be consumed I wasn't consumed in flames. That's not the bar. Okay, this is from my Twitter thread. This is someone named Michael. I'm local. I didn't have much else to do this morning, so I went. Didn't have my camera out because they made you sign a waiver saying you couldn't record footage of the games. That's actually not true. Actually, the waiver was just a standard release saying we're going to use your footage for PR and promo and get investors to give us money that they'll never make the money back on.
I did hear you didn't have to sign it.
Yeah. That's all. That's all it is. That's all. That's a standard release. So Intellivision wasn't trying to pull one over on it. It was like a minor controversy. It's like, no, it was a standard waiver. Astro Smash starts out fun, but it dries up pretty quickly. You control your ship using the disc as a D-pad. There is no paddle-like scroll wheel support like Breakout. Tommy said they had no plans to change that. They had 5 prototype systems, each capable of supporting 4 controllers. Tommy briefly ran into a controller sync issue when it was my turn to play, but a quick restart fixed it. That's what we've seen across the board, is that these controllers
are falling out of sync.
Yeah.
That is something that you can brush off at an event, but once that's in your home, if that problem is still happening, that's going to be infuriating.
It boots fairly quickly. I wish he timed it, because it was a minute. It used to be a minute what we first saw back in, what was that, February or January? So the UI is plain but serviceable. It's a UI. Controller synced on the first go after they rebooted it. So okay. That was the one response. Also, in Astro Smash, you can swipe the screen on the controller to do a hyper dash across the playfield, avoiding any obstacles. In theory, this is a great idea, but in practice, I would swipe left but go right and vice versa. Probably a fault of the resisted screen, not programming. Well, it's capacitive screen. I'd be more interested in seeing that if that's a bug or not, if it's not knowing which way you're going, potentially.
Right.
So that was one thing. And then... This is what our friend texted to me, some more details about it to get more in depth. Oh, there goes that. Basically said that they're just like cheap cell phone games. That's what he said. That's the issue. Here it is. Okay. Played a bit of the shooter, and guess who came up and started playing with me? Oh my God, I played the shooter for 2 minutes. So okay, here we go. I was able to move pretty well through a low-level bullet hell, but the wheel you use to move the ship is A. Probably was playing Rigid Force Redux.
Right.
One station had a cell phone set up, and no one was using it. I guess to play the games with a cell phone.
And that was the emoji charades station.
Oh, that was the emoji charades?
Yeah.
Then they gave away toys, probably from the redemption stand there. It does what it's supposed to, is the highest praise I can give it. Okay. There you go. It does what it's supposed to. That was the biggest thing they could say there. And it was 95 degrees outside, which is, I was going to, people like Tommy wasn't wearing a mask. He wasn't wearing a mask in Texas. I'm not going to get on him huge for that. He's a guy that will never wear a mask because he doesn't give a shit about other people. And they're outside, so it's a little bit less danger, but they should have had masks.
A lot of people aren't wearing masks right now. It's honestly not something I'm going to crucify the guy for. There's plenty of other reasons. They're outdoors. Everyone's vaccinated. Fine.
I mean, it's not with the Delta, but okay. You're not going to stop it. There's people going. There's tons of football games with 50,000 people. Most of them aren't wearing masks. Or we can't force.
I'm just saying, Tommy's not alone in this.
Oh no, absolutely not. Oh no, not alone. And then on Reddit, on the Intellivision Amico _ Reddit, the unofficial one, this is probably the best summary. So it was meh. Everything worked. I didn't notice any lag. I turned the controller upside down to see what would happen, and the controls didn't not flip with it. So I guess it meant like they're
not supposed to flip when you move them.
Gotcha.
It's supposed to happen before you play the game.
I brought my girlfriend who doesn't play video games at all and has a difficult time with an Xbox controller. She used the wheel like an old iPod click. It took her a second to figure out to use it like a D-pad. She didn't see the point of the touchscreen and confused her a bit. We both agreed, yes, this is a family-friendly console, but if she had the choice between this and Nintendo, she would choose the Nintendo. I went to a screen that I believe was the OS screen, and it seemed like the App Store, but I could be wrong. No one came up to talk to us, but another family walked in, and Tommy greeted them. He asked them if they have heard of the Amico, and the guy said, yes, I am an investor. That poor investor. Tommy asked the guy's kid if they wanted to play some games and explain everything. Let me just say this. That investor better not be in a promo video saying, I love the Amico, without disclosing that. That's all I'm going to say.
Sure.
That's an FTC violation doing shit like that. You can't have people doing that. However, no one came and talked to us. I figured they probably didn't talk to anyone who didn't have kids. They probably need the kids on camera. They probably need the kids.
Yeah.
They probably need the kids on camera for the
I saw a picture from the event, and it looked like there weren't a whole lot of kids there.
We played 2 games, Astro Smash and a side-scrolling shooter, Rigid Force Redux. They were meh, not bad, not good. We played for a few minutes, and we were bored. My girlfriend said, what's the point? Where's the story? That's a great thing to say. Where is the story of this console? That is true.
Yeah. What's its place? Yeah. Okay, here it is. It works. That has always. I think a lot of people have gotten bogged down on the whole idea that this doesn't work. It's laggy. Oh, they're running on an emulator. This, that, and the next thing. Sure, fine. The bigger problem is if this ever comes out, who the fuck is actually going to want it? Once all this hoopla is over, once all the people who are like, no, it's coming out, it is real, I played it, you know, once once that argument is over, what are you gonna say? Astro Smash is my game of the year 2023.
Yes, this is the next statement. The case in point is like, we had problems with this before all these major issues and being a year behind in development and needing a firmware.
That was just icing on the cake. The basic problem comes down to this is for no one.
The last thing this person said, if it was like $100 to $150, we might be interested in it. Might be. And that's the issue again, case in point.
There was some filtered stuff that came through the actual Amico subreddit that Tommy had posted. Hi, folks. Here are a few write-ups and thoughts that some folks put together from the event last Saturday. Important to note that these folks are our target audience, families, grandparents, etc. These were posted publicly on Facebook groups and message boards. Okay, and then what follows is one of the biggest walls of fucking text I have ever seen. Just copy and pasting everything. And some of this stuff is kind of dumb. Like, it's not... I'm trying to find the actual quote, but like one person was like, "This is great for my 7-year-old, better than the Switch. I can find games easily for this." And it's like, if you have trouble finding
finding games, you're playing a demo.
Yeah,
but it was a demo, though. What do you mean?
Well, I think she said she implied that she had trouble finding games on the Switch.
Oh, that's such bullshit.
And it's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
And if it's not bullshit, then your target audience is fucking idiots, Tommy. And I hate to sound mean, but that at the end of the day, that's what you're trying to get. You're trying to get people who really have no idea that this already exists in a better, almost cheaper form.
If I had kids and I got a Switch, and if I had no knowledge and just looked at the marketing Nintendo does, what's the first game I'm going to buy? Probably, Mario and Mario Kart. Mario Kart. Everyone can play the damn thing. It's suitable for all ages. There's no violence, graphic violence or nudity in it. You buy a Mario Kart. Everyone knows that game exists. And there's others, that you wouldn't know about if you saw the advertising. Oh, what's this fun game? I'm going to get this. Like, to pretend that you can't find these games is ridiculous, or not be aware of them.
And then just to see the level of praise that, like, Tommy is lapping up right now because they need anything. I had a wonderful day at Boomers. I can only speak for myself. Yeah. Tommy and his crew were all very friendly and hospitable. I enjoyed playing Shark the most because it showed off the awesome Amico controller's ability to move easily and smoothly in all directions. No lag, no slowdown, just smooth, fun gameplay. I'm glad we've gotten to the starting line.
I mean, come on. You really think that's a real person saying all that stuff? Would a random person say that off the street that's playing this for that's going to Boomers and say, "Oh, we're done with mini golf. Let's go check out." No one's fucking saying this.
Tommy was interacting with everyone there who wanted to play some games, explaining how the controller and games played, and just being a great host. You know that this is one of those people that's already sold on the Amico because they're playing up the Tommy angle too much. People need to remember, you're not selling Tommy. You're selling a video game system.
Oh my God! It goes back to like, what do you think is going to be the Steve Jobs of video games here? And I saw some pictures. There were people in Intellivision and in Amico shirts that showed up at the event. So they had the dyed in the wool, true believers there. So I don't have a huge amount more to say, but I don't know if you do. No. But I will say this: this is strange, and the official Intellivision corporate Twitter account blocked me some time over the weekend. I tweeted about the event, tongue in cheeks, like
didn't block me, and I did the same thing. But they're usually a few days behind on me compared to you.
So this is what I'm going to say. It's obviously Tommy running, just pulling the strings behind the Twitter account and the Amico because it's had the same probably spelling errors in the past, things like that. To have a corporate account block someone that never interacted with that account, never responded to it, never was snarky. It's just super unprofessional. It's like, yeah, if you don't like me, that's fine. But like, it's a corporate account technically doing that. It just looks petty and bad to do that. I don't know. It's just weird. I can't picture Nintendo blocking people. I can't picture Sony blocking or Microsoft blocking people that are bitching about them. Like that's just strange. And even people that were pro Amico are like, that's just unprofessional. I saw people say like, yeah, I don't agree with everything you say, but to have Tommy block you is one thing, but having the Intellivision account block you was like just not. It's just weird.
Just one last thing I'll say, just because it's ridiculous. The last comment he posted on, and I'm telling you, this is an insane wall of text. Like, he pasted pretty much every comment he could see.
Okay.
My buddy was there. He played it and had a blast. He also got to meet and hang with Tommy as well. I'm actually a little jealous. Just had to get that ego boost in there.
I was going to say, I know the type of person Tommy is. I can't imagine being that type of person that always needs that feedback that, hey, I'm good, I'm not worthless. It's just sad. It's the only thing I can say is it's sad.
Yeah.
And it's been distilled into a bad product that hopefully sees the light of day to all these people that pre-ordered a year and a half ago, and hopefully to all the investors that, you know, are probably not going to break even, let alone see a return on their investment, unfortunately. I mean, I can't sugarcoat it. Your money's gone. I mean, what do you want me to say? This is a pre-revenue startup that is a year behind schedule, over a year behind schedule, making money and putting a product out. They're bleeding cash, and it doesn't. It's very foreboding, and it doesn't really give me positive thoughts about it being released at this point. You know, until this is until I see pictures of this fucking thing in production or in boxes going somewhere, like we eventually saw with the Atari VCS. So, oh my God, it's on a pallet. Until we're at that point, I don't know if this is going to come out at this point. My percentages are dropping, you know, week to week.
Right.
Anything else? Anything else to add here?
No.
Would you have gone to see it if it was at one of our local boomers, if it was still available? This would have been with travel like a 2.5 hour drive for us, and with 24 hours heads up, fuck off.
I mean,
you know, like this, even if it was close, only 24 hours heads up to go to an event. I got stuff going on. Ian has stuff. You know, like,
if I didn't have to work, I would have gone.
If it was local.
No, I would have gone to Irvine if I didn't have to work.
You would have did a 2.5 hour drive?
It's not a 2.5 hour drive.
With traffic it is.
I've never had it be that long. I know what we looked at, but I'm telling you, I've never had it be that long. I've been up to Irvine a bunch.
Okay. You can hit traffic going towards LA.
I would have made a road trip out of it so I could say I finally tried it. I would have been interested in seeing whether or not Tommy actually let me try it.
You think he would have recognized your hair with a mask on and be like, you're not trying?
Oh, I think he would have said so. I don't think he would have let me try it. I think he would have had me removed from the premises.